Workers of the world united, those images and the numbers of people out on the street do look dramatic, but for trade unions, it's a case of diminishing returns as organized labor in nations like the US declines. Owen Fairclough has more.
In Greece, a nationwide 24-hour general strike brought some public transport services to a halt. Many are unhappy that even a populist government is imposing unpopular labor reforms and financial cutbacks to reduce the risk of their country going bust.
We want to let them know that we are here and we are determined to fight back, to help other workers also fight back so that this government, these unpopular policies, and those who suck our blood are overthrown.
Strikes like this are almost routine on International Workers' Day in European countries with strong labour protection laws and influential trade unions. But for how much longer? With the exception of countries such as Denmark, trade union representation in most advanced economies is waning. The US is no exception. Workers' rights were at the heart of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal, aimed at bringing America out of the Great Depression of the 1930s. It led to a surge in trade union membership and industrial action. And yet more recent legislation has changed the landscape for unions here in the US. Some US states have taken advantage of laws limiting union influence, and leaders are dismayed that multinationals, including Airbus, are moving manufacturing to areas where worker representation was already weaker.
Within U.S. corporations, there's a tendency these days to avoid the collective bargaining process, that they do not believe that workers have a right to sit down with their employer, enter into collective bargaining on issues that affect the corporation or even the work lives of the employees.
With so much of the world's manufacturing now in Asia, workers in countries such as the Philippines are asserting their rights.
There should be a wage increase. Every worker should have a $364 monthly minimum wage. We also want to prohibit replacing regular workers with temporary workers and to regulate temporary workers.
Some labour leaders think trade agreements between these countries will ultimately strengthen workers' claims for higher pay across the region. Owen Fairclough, CCTV, Washington.